Hey everyone, it's me, Spencer, and this here is my assistant, John. We're going to be talking all about some really cool astronaut demos that you can do at home. Because you have to train for a very long time to be an astronaut, and it's kind of fun to put your head in the mind of an astronaut, especially during their training, and see if you can accomplish some of the same tasks that they do when they're training. The first one that I want to talk about is the ability to use fine motor skills while wearing those big puffy spacesuits. If you've ever seen a picture of an astronaut on a spacewalk, or really a space float, they have to wear those big suits because outer space is a vacuum, meaning there's no air. So they have to wear the big pressurized suits to keep them safe, but those come with the very difficult job of using small tools and operating things. So they train for years ahead of time before ever going to space to use those big puffy spacesuits. And so we want to try that here today. My assistant John's going to put on our big fancy spacesuit astronaut gloves. You can try this at home with any large gloves that you have, oven mitts, or if you have socks. I have socks. You can wear those, put them over your hands, and try and do any small task. My friend John here is going to be trying to unlock this lockbox as fast as he can, and then tie the shoe that is inside. So I'm going to time you. Are you ready, John?
Yeah.
All right. I guess you can put the gloves on first.
Yeah, I need to do that.
All right. Here we go. I'm going to give you, I think you can do it in a minute, all right? Did you try a minute?
Yeah.
I have to unlock the box using the key, get inside, grab that shoe, tie the shoe, and stomp it on the ground. That's a table.
All of that. Okay,
all
great.
of it. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go! All right, we have started the timer. There it goes. So as you can see, John here is doing his best with those big puffy spacesuits. This is kind of difficult. It's kind of like a USB where he has to find the right side, but the first time you try it, it's always going to be the wrong slot. But it looks like he got through that lock pretty quickly, which is pretty impressive. Remember, everyone here can try this at home too. You only need a big fancy glove. Oven mitts work really well. Socks work really well as well, or mittens or something like that. Tying your shoe can be kind of difficult even for my actual fingers. It's especially hard when I'm wearing these big puffy space gloves. But you can see he's doing it pretty well. We are at about 35, 40 seconds now, which is pretty close, but I think you might be able to do it. This is the hardest part, though. We've got to get that final bunny through the loop, around the pole. I don't remember the song, but, you know, I do know how to tie my shoes most times. Oh, it looks like you were so close. You've only got 15 seconds left. Can you actually do it? You got to start over. All right, you've got one bunny ear. He's going around the loop. He's pulling it through. Oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to get this. Those big puffy spacesuits are putting a toll on your dexterity. Let's see if you can do it. You're running out of time, my friend. It looks like you might need a bit more practice, but oh my gosh, you're so close! All right, well, you know what? That's why astronauts train for years before being able to do this. If they were able to just do it right away, they wouldn't need the training. All right, fantastic. So we'll get rid of that. Now, let's move along to our next part, which is eating. Astronauts are humans, and they need to continue eating food. But the thing is, you can't just carry a bunch of food up to space, because there are certain things that are kind of a problem. One, food is heavy, and it costs a lot of money to bring weight into outer space. So you need to dehydrate your food to make them lighter. An example is this right here. This is actually spinach, but they sucked out all the water, and they made it very vacuum sealed. So this is actually really light. You can feel that. It's really light, right?
Yeah, it is.
And so that's allowing them to take more food to outer space for cheaper. But you also want to avoid eating crumbly things. I mean, if you can imagine eating a tortilla chip and you bite into it, the chips are going to go everywhere.
It's not good.
And it's not good. No, it's going to get into your life support system, and you don't want to be breathing in like pieces of chip. That's no good. So they actually have to bring special foods up there, but you can eat more than you might expect. You may have heard of Chris Hadfield, one of my favorite astronauts. His favorite food is actually tortilla and peanut butter. So it's kind of like a sandwich, but it's easier to use the tortilla because it's less crumbly than regular bread. So you can try this at home as well. Make tortilla anything. If you want to put peanut butter on a tortilla and try what that's like, you can kind of eat like an astronaut. But be creative. Try and see what you can put into the tortilla, and try and think of things that would not be crumbly if you were to bite into them in outer space. All right, so we're going to move along to our next demo, which is discombobulation. Astronauts, they are in outer space. They're experiencing microgravity, which means they're floating around, and that can be pretty difficult on your muscles, but also hard for your vestibular system. That's the system that allows you to tell which way up is. For instance, if you close your eyes right now, yes, you, close your eyes. Tell me which way is up, which way is down, which way is left and right. And now do this, and you can still tell which way is up and down no matter where you are, because you have lots of different systems in your body allowing you to learn that. Like the bottoms of your feet are on the ground and you can feel that. The inner ear can tell which way is up and down pretty much wherever you are. But when you're in outer space and your feet aren't touching the ground and your vestibular system can't feel gravity, it's much harder to tell which way is up. In fact, there is no up. So it can be very discombobulating and confusing. So astronauts will train for this. They will go on big spinning centrifuges and things like this to allow them to get used to the idea of floating around. And that's what we're going to do here today, kind of, without the big spinning machinery. I've got some pins right here. I've got an assistant right here, and he's going to spin around a bunch of times and see if he can bowl into those pins. Now, you can try this at home as well with anything. If you happen to have a set of pins, you can use those, but you can also use like plastic bottles or cereal boxes or something like that. We're going to be using a kickball, but you could also use a baseball or anything that's not going to break all of your stuff in your house. So definitely try this at home, spin around a bunch of times and see if you can bowl the pins. All right, John, are you ready? Oh, you've already been spinning. Spin faster, go faster. I want like 100 spins here. Just 150,000 spins. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, stop. Are you super dizzy?
A little bit.
How many fingers am I thinking of?
2.
All right, that was perfect, exactly right. Now see if you can bowl the pins, go for it. That was actually really good. You got 4 of them. Let's see if we can get a couple more. We want to get a spare here in 2. Keep spinning, 100,000, 50,000 times. Keep going, keep going. No, 90 million times. Faster, 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 stop. All right, how many fingers am I thinking of?
1.
It was 15. All right, now go ahead and bowl into the pins. The pins over this way. Missed it entirely. All right, we got one more try here. Here we go. Spin around, spin around, spin around. Oh, you're too dizzy. All right, go for it. Just go ahead and spin anyway, or bowl anyway. Just go for it. You bounced over the pins, John. That was so close. All right, fantastic. You nailed them perfectly. Wow. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, so definitely try this at home. Astronauts don't necessarily play bowling to train, but it's kind of simulating what it's like to train as an astronaut. All right, thanks guys so much. I'm Spencer. This is John. Have a great day.